mantra. ये जो 7S स्वच्छता mantra, whatever I have prepared, I have drafted, I have applied to our controller register of the copyrights, and this has been granted copyright registration. I would like to share, this is more of fun about the community, public life, civil society life, and also the industries. It's not the Japanese, it is Indian 7S. So S1, S stands for one particular word, and it has some purpose, certain meaning, and it has certain description. Sikkha, we are talking English, that is education and culture. When you talk about the cleanliness, 5S is nothing but a culture. Sikkha, ଯେମିତି କଥାରେ ଅଛି ଗାଁ ନିର୍ମଳ ଧୋବା ତୁଠରୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ when you are entering to any village, if you find the village end, the washerman who cleans the clothes in village, who takes the clothes from each houses, collect and cleans, and if that the pond, the village and the pond lying in the village end, if it's neat and clean, while you are entering, if you find this is neat and clean, then you can have a good concept, the feelings about the whole village and the culture and the people those are living in that. Similarly, when somebody guests come to our house, why do we take care? We take care of our drawing room. If somebody enters our garage, our drawing room, and the entrance pass is neat and clean, if it is well decorated, if it is well neat and clean, then he will have a good impression. That is why any guest is coming, what we do? Immediately, promptly we run and try to keep our drawing room in order, neat and maintain the neat and cleanliness, so that the guest will come and sit there. So that is what means we all believe, this is our culture, that cleanliness and neatness speaks about our value, about our culture, about our education, about the status. So Swachhata means a cultural transformation, visibility of its implementation in ground level. It indicates level of a culture, distinguishes between developed and undeveloped society. The way of thinking and attitude towards Swachhata will get the results. People need to be educated for the same from very beginning, that is primary level, so that the cultural transformation can take place across the society. Society as a whole shall be responsible through a proven system of practicing the things. Educate the people from primary level. Swachhata is to be seen in the way of life. This is the mantra. Swachhata is not the celebration of the Pakwada. It's not in one day. It should be in the way of life. Everywhere, in every place, we have to adopt the practice, we have adhered to the practice of neatness and cleanliness. Next, S2, Sundarta, beautification. Swachhata brings beautification, adds value to the place and activity, keeps the place clean, shining with an appropriate environment. It makes the product or service rendered more beautiful and brings pride to all associated stakeholders. S3, Sankalp. It is a place, it is a determination, it is a willingness. So Swachhata, cleanliness is possible where there is a determination in everyone's mind. Place taken with a wholehearted commitment to do action and motivate others to carry out the Swachhata activities at home, office and society. S4, Samriddhi. This altogether, it has an impact for the development and the prosperity of the society, development and prosperity of the organization. So Swachhata contributes greatly towards socio-economic development, Samriddhi. It is a value-based activity, the condition of development, growth and the prosperity of socio-economic life of people and living being get improved. 5S, S5, Swachhata, it is Swasthya. It's talking about sanitation, hygienic condition. So Swachhata directly improves the quality of life of every human being, animals and birds by maintaining good health and keeps free from disease. It helps to have good health and maintains good hygienic and sanitation condition in every place. This COVID has already taught us very badly about Swachhata, about the hygienic condition, about sanitization. Now we are all very dreadfully, we are adapting it, we are accepting it, and we are practicing it. Swachhata means Suraksha, safety. This has a very good impact. The Swachhata doesn't mean only neat and clean, it has also impact. It also helps us in maintaining a safe workplace, maintaining safety for our lives, safety for our body. So safety is the key factor for enhancing quality of life everywhere. Whether we talk in society, Whether we are driving, whether standing anywhere, we're running anywhere, we're working in our place, we're working in a house, safety is everywhere. Safety and cleanliness, it is like God. It's present everywhere. The moment you little divert your attention, you don't pay your attention toward the cleanliness and orderliness and the safety, it will meet the accident. It will cause a great loss to us. So safe and stress-free workplace and environment, use of appropriate personal protective equipments to be in practice, risk assessment and opportunity for improvement as a proactive measure need to be considered. Finally, seventh S is Shrunkhala, means spirit, self-discipline or sustainability. It's not one-time game, it has to be continuously improved. It should be always, it should be every time, all the time and at every place. So it is the toughest phase, only possible spirit of doing the things under the self-initiative. It starts from the self under his or her own motivation and leadership. It develops belongingness. Others will be inspired and motivated to keep continuing and practice for maintaining the cleanness and ensure the sustainability. It's not one-time activity or achievement, has to be all-time activity and to be in practice. Establish and maintain responsibilities. Every individual needs to stick to the rules and to be made as a habit. Regular audits and reviews get to root cause of issues to be aimed for a higher 7S level, continual improvement by engaging the people at all levels. That is why this movement, this mission of Swachhata drive, Swachhata campaign, is that connecting the everybody in the society, everybody in the organization, everybody in the family. It's engaging the people. People should be directly involved, directly participate in their work. Then only we can maintain, we can have a healthy, hygienic, safe, a cultured workplace, a cultured place in our society. This is what I have interpreted 7S Swachhata mantra and taken copyright for this. Now, without wasting time, we'll talk about the topic today, 5S. What is 5S? Why it is important? Now, if you look at the compare between 7S Swachhata mantra I described and 5S, there is not much of difference. 5S is a Japanese management philosophy. This is based upon 5 Japanese names. You can see on the screen: Seri, Seitan, Seishu, Shiketsu, Shitsuke.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello?
Sir, your slide is not changing, sir.
It's not changing?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
No, you are still in the first slide, sir.
Not changing?
No, sir.
Okay, let me share it.
Now it is there. The quality improvements.
Oh, there might be some problem. Okay, I think maybe I have to deal with that. So, this is 5S is visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 5S is the, as I mentioned, this is Japanese 5 name velocity. You can see Seri, Seitan, Seishu, Shiketsu, and Shitsuke. There are 5 Japanese names. It focuses 5 different principles of having maintaining good workplace. We know, we have a belief. We say, the work is your seat. We believe as per our Hindu mythology, work is your seat. Kartabya hi puja. So if work is your seat, then workplace is a temple. So when you go to temple, and if you have a puja house in our house, puja room, then we try to keep it neat and clean. Because we pay respect, we love, and we want to worship, connect ourselves devotionally with the God, with the spiritual mind, with a clean mind. That is why when the temple, the work is worship, the workplace is temple. The workplace, every workplace is like a temple. So we need to take care of keeping our workplace well maintained, well and clean. It is whose responsibility? It is every individual's responsibility. It is we all. It is not the sweeper will come and clean. It is all of us, every member of the organization responsible, every individual responsible for cleaning up his one place. So that should be the culture. So let's go ahead with this. What is 5S? We'll try to understand what is 5S and what are those benefits, how to implement this 5S, how to monitor and audit this 5S, and what would be the strategy for the sustainability. If you look at the quality improvements, the journey all over the world, you can see the Japan, USA from the year 1990 to 1950 is well focused on the quality aspect. Then Japan started its journey and it is going rapidly. It's moving always upward because providing always Japan is the only country who always focuses about the quality of the product. That is why Japan is a very small country. Japan being a very small country, it is every individual, it's strategic and focus on quality. That is why the country which was devastated during the Second World War and became one of the world leading company because they never compromise in the quality. And they are believed for getting a productivity, for achieving the higher productivity, for getting the quality, it is the lean management philosophy, is the 5S kind of quality management and kind of a culture is the essential tool, is the essential practice which has to be done by at the grassroots level, at the root level of any organization. So, and India, you can see it was considering not focusing much upon the lean manufacturing. 5 years, this we are far away from this culture, but from the 1980 onwards, and especially and beyond the 2000, 2030, now we are trying to understand how to improve our productivity, how to develop our manufacturing competitiveness, and how to adhere the best practices of manufacturing so that there will be less deviation, there will be less rejection, there will be our products which will manufacture will be the cost competitive, will be for high quality, and this will be customer across the world. We can compete and we can sell our products in the global market. So that is the reason the government of India has taken a lot of initiatives, like on the national manufacturing competitiveness scheme was earlier there. Now CLSTV scheme was there. So that under this scheme, how to implement the lean manufacturing, how to adopt the best manufacturing practices so that there will be less waste. 5S of the lean means minimization or removal of the waste. It could be waste of the raw material, it could be waste of the manpower, it could be the waste of the machine hour, it could be the waste of the resource, any kind of the resources, waste of the time. That resource which are getting wasted, adding cost to the product must be reduced, must be minimized, must be come down to zero. If zero waste, then naturally our productivity will be better and our quality will be better. So that is why Government of India, Ministry of MSME has launched a scheme, Zero Defect JET, Zero Defect and Zero Effect. In fact, this concept, 5S and lean manufacturing practices are applicable for our industries, all competitive environment, business organizations, all service organizations, everywhere, wherever people, wherever some activity, it needs, there must be 5S. There must be the lean manufacturing practices because this will add value to the kind of work we are delivering. Now, just for example, if you look at this figure, if I ask you promptly, without wasting time, within a second of time, who can say, what is 61? Can you find out? It will be difficult because the things, the numbers, the digits which are mentioned here are not in order, are in the different structure, are in different shape, different size, and different font. And they are staggered like this. That is why we are finding difficulty. It may take around 5 minutes or 3 minutes, but to find out where is the number 61. This is because due to the lack of 5S, due to lack of cleanliness is not the thing, of lack of orderliness. The things are not in right order. Things are not being properly written. Things are not being properly managed. So similarly, if you in our life, you might have experienced, if you have left something, a small screw or some very important article, sometimes you leave it in a drawer or somewhere you put it, but you take hours together. You take quite long time to search and find out. You waste a lot of time in that because things are not kept in order. Things are not in proper place. Things are not being properly separated, segregated. So it is mixed up. It is that is why you are finding difficult to trace it out. So that is what the lack of the 5S, the absence of the 5S causes a lot of stress. Like here, now we can see. If you look at this picture, you can feel lot many bolts, lot many screws, lot spanners, some of the mechanical tools are there. If somebody asks us to quickly count how many numbers of the smallest size of the screws are there, how many numbers of the longest size of the screws are there, how many numbers of spanners are there, how could we say? It will be difficult for us. The reason behind this, because things are not organized. It is staggered, mixed up. That is why In similar thing happens in our house and workplace. If you don't keep the things in order, जो चीज आपको 1 मिनट में मिलना चाहिए, जो चीज आपको 30 सेकंड में मिलना चाहिए, we will take minutes together. It will take quite long time. So it is a waste of your time. And going on in operation charge, it causes a lot of stress to our mind. In that way, it affects our productivity, it affects our quality of life, it affects our peacefulness. So that is why you can now relate how this 5S implementation, putting the things rightly in its place, having a place for everything and everything in its place, how important it plays its role for our daily life, for quality of life and productivity in our organization, in our workplace. So keeping this thing in mind, now you can see now the way the screws are segregated, sorted and kept in order, you can quickly count and tell within no time. This was previous 5 years, now this is after 5 years. Now the 5 years implementation is more beautiful. It's more, is less stress, is more qualitative picture. It gives a very clear-cut picture, defect-free picture, defect-free product subfloor image to us. So this is that is why we understand 5 years talks about our culture, talks about our attitude, talks about our sense of discipline, talks about orderliness. So now you might be enjoying this. So workplace and productivity. There is self, workplace and surrounding. 5 years as a tool, establishing a strong foundation before the TPM implementation. This TPM is another term, that is Toyota Production System. Under the TPM, Total Productivity Maintenance. Means it is another philosophy. TPM philosophy says, it is another Japanese management philosophy. It speaks about if you keep everything in its place in right condition, every equipment in ready to serve condition every time, means you take care of the preventive maintenance. You make the lubrication right time, you keep the things orderly, make the things in a good aesthetically looks good, then you will feel motivated to work, and whatever work you will be doing, it will have a qualitative output and your productivity will be increased. This is a very long topic. In fact, it will take quite a long time to discuss. I will just brush up on this topic today with just giving a concept. Now, if you look at the house of quality, the first building block of a lean continuous improvement, lean, 5S is a tool in the lean house. What is the lean manufacturing? Lean means your manufacturing process should be lean, slim. Means it should free from the waste, free from some of the, that is a kind of mudamuri, a Japanese term. There should be no waste. Your process should be lean. If that means there should be no waste. And the 5S basically, it plays an important role in the house of quality to maintain the lean production culture. Why 5S? Because 5S add value to the quality of life. To prepare the workplace so the end result of a clear, clean, orderly and safe environment. Why we are talking about why at all 5S in the workplace is important? Because we want to prepare the workplace to make it clean, keep it in orderly, and create a safe environment for self and others. It eliminates waste from the unorganized and uncontrolled process, gains control on equipment, material, and supplies, allows us to work safely, helps us to easily, quickly find people, parts, tools, places, supplies, and information you need in order to do your job. Why is a 5S is a movement? Human beings feel good if your workplace is clean and well organized. Helps in reducing time for searching things, for handling. Helps in reducing waste, inconsistency and strain, unnecessary items and reserve stock, space requirement, machine downtime, rejection or rework, number of accidents. Helps people in seeing things more clearly, in changing mindset, develop a proactive attitude. This is what the purpose of the 5S. The 5S principle is, what is the principle? Elimination of waste. I have been repeatedly saying that the purpose of the 5S is elimination of the waste. Everybody is involved, cooperative efforts. Every individual of the organization, every individual of the team member must be actively involved. Attack root cause of the problem. It's not only solving the problem, it's not only cleaning the environment. Try to look at what is the root cause of the problem. The moment we are able to find out the root cause of the problem, and try to eliminate, try to address it with appropriate corrective action, then the problem gets solved forever. Human being is not infallible. And the objective is improve housekeeping, make every individual responsible for housekeeping. Beautify by simple means, productivity improvement by saving time, space, etc. Now, as I was telling, you can see 5 names: Seri, Saiton, Seshu, Shiketsu, Shitsuke. These are 5 Japanese names. This particular Japanese name is having a meaning in the English. And these particular names are orderly defined, and it has been packaged under the 5'S management philosophy, right? And for the best practices of the manufacturing, best practices in developing a good work culture in any organization. So, Seri means sorting. Seri in Japanese name, in English, its meaning is sorting. Sorting means identify between needed and unneeded items, sort it out. Sorting, segregate. Saiton means systematic arrangement. The things should be kept in order. Pahle sorting karo, then you put in the order, systematically arrange the things. Find it, that is every time we are saying a place for everything and everything in its place. Try to keep in its appropriate place. Shesu means cleaning. Inspection while cleaning. There should be signing. If the workplace is clean, if your table is clean, if your floor is clean, anything drops, anything goes there, you can able to visualize, you can see it, right? So inspection while cleaning, Shiketsu, standardization, the things what you are doing, make it a practice, standardize, make it a daily routine. It is not one time. Make a standard practice so that you follow the same practices, and other members of the team, new members or joining members and existing members, all should follow the same practices. Then things can be maintained and things can be improved. This can be culture, sustainability of the culture, maintainability of a culture is possible only through the standards and practices. Then Shitsuke, self-discipline. It starts from you one. It starts from self. Every individual needs to be disciplined. Every individual should practice from each one end. Then only it can transform, it can connect, there can be value chain among the organization. Every team member can be organized, can be connected. So what are the 5S? The A's are 5 Japanese words as I described. Seri, clear out and classify. Saiton is the configurer, set in order. Seshu, clean and check. Shiketsu, confirm, inspect, get it clean, sign. Shitsuke, custom and practice. 5S principle, these are the flow chart. Seri, Saiton, Seshu, Shiketsu, 5S flow chart, how to practice. If we do not do 5S, we cannot do any other work efficiently. They are features which are common to all places and are the indicators of how well an organization is functioning. You can see all good, corporate sectors, all the organizations which are recognized, a reputation, which are reputed because of their product, because of their quality, because of their brand, national and internationally, they adhere to this kind of system. Things doesn't happen just like that. Like zero defect doesn't happen just like that. 99.999% perfection doesn't happen just like that. It needs a systematic, continuous approach, continuous practice, continual improvement. So 5S plays a key role in it. Now look at Seri as we've discussed. Meaning is distinguish between necessary and unnecessary items and eliminate the unnecessary items. First, what you have to do, you have to identify which items are necessary, which items are not necessary. Then you identify, then eliminate. Remove those items which are not necessary. ये एक बहुत मजेदार चीज है. अभी भी आप हमारे घर में जाएंगे, हम 5S के में हम सॉर्टिंग करना देखेंगे. We will have the books in our primary school का, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज का, टाइप लाइफ का किताब, नोट्स बुक अभी भी पढ़ा होंगे. कपड़े हम जब कॉलेज में पढ़ते थे, स्कूल में पढ़ते थे, उस टाइम का हमारा कपड़ा है. टॉयज, बच्चों का टॉयज, वो बच्चे का टॉय, वो जब 2 साल के 1 साल के थे, उस टाइम का टॉय अभी लड़के लड़की लोग हमारा घर में हो गए 22-25 साल हो गए, फिर भी उसको रखे हुए हैं, क्योंकि इमोशनल अटैचमेंट बोलते हैं। इट वाज सबसे बड़ा चीज है सॉर्टिंग एंड क्लीनिंग। घर में अगर आप बोलो तो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू एवरीथिंग यू पिक अप समथिंग, ओके वो हो सकता है आज नहीं तो कल जरूरत आएगा। दैट इज व्हाई यू हैव टू अडॉप्ट अ प्रिंसिपल while making a sorting. First, what we are doing, we are identifying the things which are needed, which are not needed. Then once you, if you decide these, there are many items you will find in your drawer, in your almirah, in your house, in your office, which you don't require at all. आज नहीं करते हो, 5 साल में नहीं करते हो, अगले 25 साल में भी इस्तेमाल होने वाला नहीं है। अगर ऐसा चीज है उसको पहले रिमूव कर दीजिए, उसको टेक आउट कर दीजिए, स्क्रैप अप कर दीजिए, उसको बाहर निकाल दीजिए, फेंक दीजिए, टेक इट आउट। Then we, while sorting it, we can find out some items. Oh, आज नहीं तो हो सकता है कल मेरे को 5 साल बाद जरूरत होगा, 2 साल बाद के साल भर में एक बार जरूरत पड़ता है। Then keep it in a place, so that एक साल के बाद जरूरत है। Don't keep it in a very important place which occupies your important space, so that your efficiency, your work efficiency, your productivity and quality will not be affected. हम लोग अक्सर यही गलती करते हैं, what we are doing many times, things which are not important to us, we keep it in a very important place. और जहां पे जो इंपॉर्टेंट है वो वहां पे either वो it is getting lost or it is being missed or we keep it some of the places. So इसलिए prioritize your needed and unneeded items based upon the priority, frequency of its use, frequency of requirement, put it in order, find a place for it, try to keep it in that place. So area saved percentage space, ये इसमें को sorting करने से क्या होता है, हमको will find the vacuum space, हमको कुछ बहुत अच्छा स्पेस मिल जाएगा where we can make use of some other activities. The percent of the indicator, इसका परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर जो है, मेजरमेंट इंडिकेटर है, आपने जो सेरी सॉर्टिंग ऑपरेशन किया 5S इंप्लीमेंटेशन में, कितना एरिया निकाला इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्क्वायर फुट और इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्क्वायर मीटर, कितना एरिया आप निकाला because of your 5S implementation. You find this space is evacuated and find it clean and you can do some other work in that particular place. Next is, so this is what the seri, sorting. Next is, जब sorting करते हैं वहां पे वर्क प्लेस में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, मे बी 3 तरीके के टैग हम इसको यूज करके आइडेंटिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं। Green tag, we can apply green tag, the product we require, often we use, often we require it. And it should be in a approachable area, it should be in accessible location, easily you can go and pick it. Sometimes we use, it is not often used, or it may be disposed sometime, or it is under quarantine. Then we can put an yellow tag, आज नहीं तो हो सकता है कल जरूरत होगा, या तो हो सकता है I am in doubt whether I can use it or not, then I put it in a yellow tag and put in a separate place, separate bin, separate rack, or separate place. And the items while you are sorting, you find out these items I don't require at all. आज नहीं कल नहीं, कभी भी जरूरत नहीं होगा. Put a red tag. ये आपको पता चल जाएगा ये जो मशीन है, ये जो इक्विपमेंट है, ये जो सामान है, वर्क प्लस में वर्कशॉप में पड़ा है, ये रेड टैग लगा है, मतलब दिस हैज टू डिस्पोज. कबाड़ी वालों को बुलाओ, उठा के उसको दे दो, so that you can find the space. So this is a practice in the industry. Similarly, what you can do, you can also, some people in the industry, you can use some color bins, like red color bin, blue color bin, green color bin. Okay, green color, like in hospital, you can see the for medical waste disposal, like they are using. Similarly, this is good practice in your organization, in your industry. What you can do, okay, things where it's in use, you can green, which are the yellow or the blue, and things we don't need, it is rejected, it is condemned, it is defective, you can put it in the red basket as segregation, so that by mistake nobody can choose from here, take it here, nobody can choose from here and take it here, nobody can take it here and put it here. So identification, segregation. You can say for all ornamented items in industry, what you do, you can see some of the red tags are put. These items are, red tag means this is condemned, this is disposed. ये कबाड़ी वाला वो जाने वाला है, these are disposed. Then administration will initiate the action to dispose it, scrap it. So this is, you can see an example picture in an industry. Before sorting के पहले ये हालत था, it was mixed up. अभी sorting के बाद you can see it is well kept. अभी विश्वकर्मा पूजा आ रहा है, you can see all industry will be neat and clean. Everything will be 5S. अभी 5S will be very actively involved in all industries. These are some of the examples in this. Next is coming S2. In Japanese management philosophy के हिसाब से जो 5S है, S1 है seri. Seri means sorting. means identifying needed and unneeded item, segregating needed and unneeded item. Now, दूसरा S जो है, second S2 is Saitan, systematic arrangement. To determine types of storage and layout will ensure easy accessible for everyone. उसको इस एरिया में हम लोग फंक्शनल एरिया में है, will keep it in such a place so that the items will be kept in order. Systematically it will kept in order. जो नॉट के जगह रहेगा, बोल्ट के जगह, स्क्रू के जगह रहेगा, वाशर के जगह रहेगा, स्पैनर के जगह रहेगा, so that everything in its place and a place for everything. हर चीज के लिए उसका जगह है और हर जगह पे उसके अपने जगह पे वो सामान है. So that is what the 5S, Satan, systematic arrangement, keep the things in order. To maintain target is for Satan improvements are tool setting and preparation of operation, line balancing, process planning parts, supply to assembly line, peak time problems, etc. So these are some of the descriptions of peak time. You can see systematic arrangement, functional arrangement, and store frequently. जो सामान आपको frequently use होगा, store frequently use materials near the workplace and less frequently at some distance. जो जितना frequently हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं, we have to keep all those items in an easy accessible area. and जो हमको जितना frequent कम होता है, उसको उतना distance में थोड़ा दूर में रखने से भी हमको चलेगा. Weight and shape of the material. अगर item very weight बहुत वजनदार item है, shape बहुत बड़ा है, then we have if a weighted material हम लोग क्या करते हैं उसको स्टोर रूम में या तो ऑफिस में या तो फैक्ट्री में क्या करते हैं उसको ग्राउंड में रखते हैं या तो पहला रैक में रखते हैं. नहीं, इसलिए कि हम ऊपर में रखेंगे तो एक्सीडेंट होने का चांस है, उसको चढ़ाना उतारना डिफिकल्ट होगा, इट विल कॉज द एक्सीडेंट. So you have, that is the reason we have to, as a practice, we have to see all heavy item, weight items, जिसका शेप ठीक नहीं है, उसको हम जमीन पे करके रखते हैं या तो रैक में पहला रैक में रखते हैं, फर्स्ट रैक में रखते हैं, ऊपर में नहीं रखते हैं. So those are the things. It is nothing, only philosophy is a way of thinking of systematic arrangement. कौन सा चीज को कहाँ पे रखना है, which item is to be kept where, that is the Satan. Next is Seso. S3. S3 is Seso, means cleaning. What is that? Cleaning trash, filth, dust and other foreign matters. Cleaning as a form of inspection. अभी क्या है ना, जैसे कि हमारा टेबल हो गया, हमारा वर्क प्लेस हो गया, हमारा मशीन हो गया, ऑल द वर्क प्लेसेस में जो भी इक्विपमेंट्स है, टूल इक्विपमेंट्स हैं, वहां पे ऑयल नहीं होना चाहिए, वहां पे कोई पानी गिरा नहीं होना चाहिए. It should remain neat and clean. They should not look dirty. So that if you can see, if आपका जो वर्किंग टेबल है, जो स्टडी टेबल है, जो काम जहाँ काम करते हैं, if there is a lot of papers on the what you will get stress. आपको माइंड में स्ट्रेस आता है. If the things are kept on the table neat and clean, and जो सामान हर एक फाइल आपका अपनी जगह पे है, properly if you have kept in order, then it is, you will feel comfortable, you will feel motivated to work. So आपका जो क्वालिटी का जो आउटपुट होगा, आपका वर्क एफिशिएंसी, it will be definitely increased. There is a lot of research has been made for this. So 5S is having a very good impact on enhancing stress-free quality life, quality job work, and defect-free production, and it increases the efficiency of the machine, efficiency of the man, and it delivers the effective result in its output. So keep workplace spotlessly clean. Your working place, this should be maintained neat and clean. That should not be any spot. That should be free from all kind of dirty things. Inspection while cleaning. आप जब clean कर रहे हैं, look at the inspect it, check it, verify it. ये जो है यहाँ पे जो है, ये चीज कोई काम का नहीं है, properly neat and clean है, shining है. Finding minor problems with the cleaning inspection. Success, reduction in machine downtime. ये जब काम करते हैं, सेसु जब cleaning करते हैं, what is happening, what is its output? इंडस्ट्री में, वर्कप्लेस में जो मशीन डाउन टाइम है, मशीन इज गेटिंग डिफेक्टिव, मेंटेनेंस में चला जाता है, नॉन वर्केबल कंडीशन में रह जाता है. सो दैट डाउन टाइम, मशीन ऑनयूटिलाइज्ड डाउन टाइम जो दैट इज गेटिंग रिड्यूस्ड. इफ एवरीथिंग इज नीट एंड क्लीन होता है, प्रॉपर्ली लुब्रिकेशन हम लोग दैट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट टीपीएम, टोटल प्रोडक्टिव मेंटेनेंस, यू आर मेकिंग प्रॉपर्ली अर्थिंग है, उसको आप चेक करते हैं. इफ यू आर गिविंग प्रॉपर लुब्रिकेशन आप देते हैं, उसका अलाइनमेंट प्रॉपर्ली चेक करते हैं, periodically. All these are part of the 5S inspection activities. So cleaning, the inspection means inspection of identifying, making a checklist, and as per the checklist, verifying and reviewing it and doing all the activities every day. सेल्फ चेक हो सकता है या बाय पर्टिकुलर कोई टीम की वजह से हो सकता है, दैट इज हम प्रिवेंटिव मेंटेनेंस के ऊपर ध्यान देते हैं. So keep workplace spotlessly clean. Inspection it helps in reduction in the machine downtime, reduction in number of accidents. Machine अगर properly if it remains in order, proper alignment है, उसका screw, nut, bolt, clamp, everything is being properly tightened, then the machine's life will be increased. It will have a better quality, better productivity, also reduction in number of accidents. Due to this, due to the lack of 5'S, due to the bad practices, lack of good practices, which are becoming the causes of accidents, that will be reduced. There will be no accidents. That is why best TPM practice, best 5'S practice will never cause an accident in the machine. Will never cause any machine to go under breakdown. If at all it is going on breakdown, very minimum time. In that way, it is very much helpful in our industry, in our workplace, to have a product to increase productivity and quality. So here cleaning means more than just keeping things clean. Cleaning should be viewed as a form of visual inspection. Cleaning ko how we are inspecting? By visual inspection, right? We are looking at it, then we are inspecting it. ये हमको देखते ही पता चल जाता है whether dirty है कि cleanliness है, कितना degree, what is the degree of cleanliness. Preventive measures should be taken to tackle the problems of the dust, grime, bars, leakage. Preventive measures, look it is not the corrective measures. अगर कहीं पे कोई लीकेज इज हैपनिंग, दैट इज अ करेक्टिव मेजर. हमने एक कपड़ा ले लिया, क्लीन कर दिया, दैट इज व्हाट करेक्टिव मेजर्स. समथिंग हैज गॉन रॉन्ग बट वी हैव डन सम एक्टिविटी, टेकन सम एक्शन एंड रेक्टिफाइड इट, दैट इज कॉल्ड करेक्टिव एक्शन. नाउ ये क्या बोल रहा है? प्रिवेंटिव एक्शन. 5'S मींस प्रिवेंटिव एक्शन, टीपीए मींस प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स. व्हाट इज द प्रिवेंटिव मेजर? वो कहीं देयर आर बिफोर लीकेज ऑफ द ऑयल्स, बिफोर कॉजेस ऑफ द बार्स, because before there is some dust, any such things, before it is happening, we have to look at the source. कहाँ पे possibilities है, हम उसको क्या assessment करके strategically वहीं पे action लेंगे. We should arrest at the source so that there will be no cause, there will be no possibilities of the things becoming dusty, green, bars, or there should be leakage. So root cause of the problem should be identified and should be eliminated. एक हो गया preventive measures, जो कि something before happening we are taking the measures, correcting the things before taking the preventive action, so that it will not allow the scope of any wrong, scope of any such mistakes which further needs to be corrected. ये हो गया हमारा corrective action as a preventive measure. नहीं, दूसरा है corrective action. एक बार हो गया, ऑयल लीकेज होता है, कूलेंट लीकेज होता है, वाटर लीकेज होता है, डस्ट आता है, फ्यूम्स आता है. Now we have to take care as a corrective. जब आ जाता है, then what we have to do? Okay, आया गया, मतलब it has come, means we have to clean it as a 5'S practice. But before that, what to do? We have to identify why it has come. So make a root cause analysis. Use a quality tool, root cause, why it has happened, how it has happened, who has made it. Once we ask those questions, why analysis, once we know, we can find out, oh, this has come because of this reason. So that you have to take the action at the source. पहले तो जो गलती हुआ गया है, wherever the mistake has happened, wherever this has become, there is some kind of error has occurred, we have to rectify it, we have to correct it. But apart from that, we have to also identify the root cause, take the action at the source, so that this will not happen again. Once it happens, it will be closed forever. So that is a root cause identification, and elimination the cause of the problem is to be addressed by the intelligent entrepreneurs, by intelligent or by smart managers. If you want to be a smart manager, if a smart entrepreneur, as a well competent person in this field, then you have to look at the root cause of the problem. We have to more focus on the preventive measures. We have to look at the corrective measures, not much on the corrections. These are some of the every day of the cleaning. Devote 5 minutes every day for cleaning your work area. हर आदमी आपको अपनी जगह पे जाने से we should clean. Participation of everyone is required. Attack hard to clean places regularly. Cleaning inspection points for most equipment. Cleaning, grime, clogging.
Sir, you are not audible.
Hello.
Sir is not audible, sir.
Because the frequency is getting loose. अगर वो स्विच में गड़बड़ी आता है, स्पार्क आता है, तो you have to replace it. Water pipe, because of the tightening and loosening by opening and closing it, what is happening? Sometimes become loose, screw निकल जाता है, ढीला हो जाता है, water leakage होता है. So we have to take बीच बीच में उसको हम लोग करेक्शन करना है, उसको चेक करना है, टाइटनिंग करना है. में सीलिंग फैन लगा रहता है, हम भूल जाते हैं. जब खट 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 आवाज नहीं आएगा तब तो हम अटेंड नहीं करते. बीच बीच उसको क्लीन करना चाहिए, बीच बीच में उसका जो नट बोल्ट टाइट है. Many times it in industry and houses found ceiling fans while in operational condition has fallen down and caused some serious accidents. Even it has happened with me while I was working in a jail. One time I was sitting in my room in the lunch time. The fan was fallen down. It was rotating. It was moving in high speed and it fallen down. Somehow, luckily, I escaped. So that is why basically due to the lack of maintenance, preventive maintenance. 5S का इतना importance है कि we have to periodically check तो उसका nuts, bolts, operational part ठीक है कि नहीं है. उसको बीच बीच में हमको corrective लेना चाहिए. Breakage, cracks, dents, sliding parts, कहीं पे कुछ breakage है क्या, कहीं पे some cracks has developed, then we have to take care. These are the part of the 5S. It's not only washing it, it goes much beyond in engineering practice, in our workplace practice. Now we'll be talking about CK2, standardization. Mean setting up the standards, norms for a neat and clean workplace. जो practice हम लोग कर रहे हैं, we have to make it a best practice and we have to make it standardized. We have to make a SOP, standard operating procedure. We have to make it a culture. We have to make a norm. I am following and every part of this team member also will follow the same. If tomorrow somebody is joining, he will also be educated. He will also be informed. He will also be communicated about the standard practices adhering to my workplace so that he will also practice it. He will also be part of this. So that setting of standards, norm for a neat, clean workplace and details of how to maintain the procedure is standardization. You are like actively like innovative visual management, color coding, early detection of the problem and early action. These are the different activities. Success indicator, increase in 5S indicator. 5S indicator, what are the 5S indicators we'll be taking? Like reduction in accident is a 5S indicator. Agar accident 10 hota hai, it will come to 0 or 1 or limiting to 2. Reduction in defect, reduction in deviation, reduction in machine downtime. Likewise, similar thing, many 5S indicator, KPIs, key performance indicator of the 5S implementation can be identified. So standardization will increase in achieving the 5S KPIs, 5S key performance indicators of the organization. These are some of the overall equipment efficiency, regularizing 5S activities so that abnormalities are revealed, make it easy for everyone to identify the state of the normal of the abnormal condition. For maintaining previous 3S, deploy visual management. It has been estimated by scientific study that 60% of all human activity starts with sight. ये एक research है. By visual, visual management, कोई चीज more than 60% activities by seeing by visual management में होता है. So we have that is more upon here. 5S plays a very important visual management by seeing your eyes and taking the action for it. 5S is to do once. It is consistency that is difficult. That is why visual management is so important so that everybody will know that there is some problem. किसी को देखने से ही पता चल जाएगा. By seeing the things you can know, oh, there is a defect here. Oh, अभी क्या है, suppose machine something goes wrong. अभी क्या था? What are the things? कैसे हम sense करते हैं? Somebody knows and reports to us. We see it in our eyes and knows it. We hear some of the abnormal sound, then we know there is some problem with this. Then we go to that place and see it, right? So, but maximum things by visual management you can address. So, eye plays an important role in implementing the 5S. What is visual control communication? It grabs one or more of our sense in order to alert us to an abnormality, help us recover quickly, promote adherence and prevention, enable successful self-management. Some of the methods for the visual communication: color coding, use of the labels, danger alerts, indication of where things should be put, directional arrows, marks visual management. Where do हम लोग आ रहे थे? वही, दे देते हैं towards toilet. ये ladies toilet है, ये gents toilet है, ये office room है, store room है, ये admin building है. These are called visual. These directions are these are the 5S implementation. Transparent covers, performance indicators. So this is in more or less about the standardization, visual management. Now we talk about those S field. अभी तक हम लोग now we have discussed 4S. What is S number 1? Seri means sorting, identification of the needed and unneeded items. Next S2, shaitan means set in order, organize the things, keep the things in appropriate place, find a place for everything, and everything is placed. S3 is sheshu. Sheshu means shining, cleaning, visual inspection. The S4 is siketsu means standardization. Whatever practice you are doing, it must be standardized. It must practice. It must be in a procedure that everyone will follow. And next, Sitsuke means self-discipline. Self-discipline, meaning everyone sticks to the rule and makes it a habit. It is nothing but a culture. When everybody adheres to it, everybody makes a habit. Everybody makes a sense of it. Everybody understands it. Everybody practices it. Then actually, it's not 5S किसी भी organization में, किसी भी family में, किसी भी community में एक आदमी का काम नहीं है. It is every individual. It is nothing but self-discipline. When you talk about the USA, Japan, German, UK and other developed, why they are developed? They are self-culture. They have very high degree sense of the self-discipline. So what is lacking in our country like India is not there. That is why ये जो 5S जो स्वच्छता movement है, जो स्वच्छता मिशन प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो क्लैरियन कॉल है, ये जो है बापू ने बोला था जो प्लेज मैंने whatever I read out, that it should start from your own. It should, if you want to see the change in the world, you have to change yourself. Finally, then it is nothing but the self-discipline. So that is why every individual should take action. So here the activities like participation of everyone in developing good habits. Every individual should make a good habit and they should participate, they should suggest for some improvement. Regular audits and aiming for the higher level. There must be an audit. There must be indicators, and again those qualitative indicators, there must be an audit. Once we audit, we can identify what and what scale, at what level we exist, where we stand, and why the scope for improvement. And here the success indicator can be taken as a high employee morale. As 5X का जो है implementation, success implementation indicator है, this can be morale of the employees. It is obvious if there is a neat and in place and neat and clean. It's obvious there is people have the motivation. People, it is a practice. It is a culture. Everybody respect the culture. Everybody likes the culture. Everybody enjoy the neat and cleanness. Everybody enjoy the safe and stress-free work environment. The employees' morale will be increased. Employees will be happy to work in that place. Employees will be happy to sit in that place. Employees will be happy to come to that place. Then it is involvement of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not involvement. I am talking about it is engagement with people. There is a difference between involvement and engagement. Now the management philosophy talks about the engagement. When you talk about the involvement, what is involvement? Somebody is seen in the team. He is involved as a part of the work. But when you talk about the engagement, somebody is owning the responsibility. He is also performing himself, contributing visibly, tangibly to achieve something as a team, engaging, connecting, directly connecting into assigning certain responsibility. That is what we are talking about, the self-discipline. If unless there is a self-discipline, we cannot have any kind of commitment. We cannot have a safe, stress-free, a good, productive, and a quality workman. So this Shitusuke, Japanese terminology, we talk about the self-discipline in English. The activities are there must how to do it. That we can in organization level for a best practice, adhering best such a kind of best practices. They can constitute one 5S committee. They can conduct various 5S training programs. They can organize various 5S competitions, assessments. They can celebrate 5S week or 5S month, posters, literature, so that habit discipline can be transformed in the organization, across the organization. We need everyone to maintain 5S guidelines. Whatever the practices, whatever protocol has made, it has to maintain, follow. To maintain discipline, we need to practice and repeat until it becomes a way of life. It should be in the way of life. It is not one time. It's not like Pakwada. It is not like a week. It's not like month celebration. It should be in the way of life, everyday life, every moment. We should see 5S as a part of the life. Discipline is the core of the 5S. Discipline means making a steady habit of the properly maintaining correct procedure, time and effort involved in establishing proper arrangement and orderliness will be in vain. We do not have discipline to maintain it. So how to evaluate the 5S level of excellence? How to evaluate 5S level of excellence? There can be, this is a bit, this is a very simple tool, but it will be taking a lot of time to evaluation when we are adopting 5S in an organization. How do we evaluate? Where do we stand? 5S scale का the measurement में, where do we stand? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. We can write down shorting. Every employees are continually seeking improvements in opportunities. A dependable document method has been established. These are some of the way it has been defined. 5S, how it will be implemented, how the implemented degree of implementation in organization will be evaluated based upon the skills, and accordingly we can find out what is the score, where do we stand, whether we are the excellent level, level 5, whether we are at the level 4, level 3, level 2, or at the basic just beginning level 1. So this is where a matrix has been prepared. This can be used for the best practices. 5S audit checklist. To make the practice in the organization, we can prepare an audit checklist. Is the area clean and tidy? Are the floors and SLs are from the non-essential items? Are all the cabins and wires, cables and wires, etc. safely stored and connected? Are all the storage areas are clean and tidy? These are some of the observative indicators. And again, these indicators we can verify yes or no. If as many as it is yes, then we find yes, means 5S health is good in our organization. 5S culture is placed. Then we can write the name, who is going to do what, then desk. Accordingly, these are the responsibilities. This is a kind of checklist. Yeah, this is, you can see the 5S maintained place. This is a heat treatment area in Japan. Heat treatment area in Japan. Yes, this is what about the 5S today. This time is over. We have kept 1 hour time for this. Let me share my own experience. I had been to Japan for a training. During my visit to even micro, small scale industries in Japan, forget about the corporate, forget about the Toyota and all big corporate houses. They are other best practices. Even small company in Japan, you will find a very neat and clean environment, a very holistic atmosphere environment. But that is when you enter to any micro or small scale industry in India, we can find, we all know what is the health. How the things are kept, how the people are maintaining, how unsafe the work environment, how unclean the work environment, how unhygienic condition is. If you can see, everything is negative. If you look at the degree of assessment, if you make it, we are even minus, not even 0. We will be at a minus. So that is where Japanese people contribute to the world economy, the quality of the products they are manufacturing. They are world quality leaders because of the best practices of manufacturing, because of their good culture in their organization, because of their connecting and engaging all people employed in the organization, right from doorman to chairman. एक स्वीपर से लेके, एक वर्कर से लेके, एक अटेंडेंट से लेके 5S implementation, Japanese management, जो quality management का जो philosophy है, everybody implements. Everybody is committed to that. In fact, while I was talking to some of the Japanese workmen and some of the Japanese industries, 5S implementation is a part of their performance appraisal. उनका जो annual performance appraisal होता है, उसमें they will predict it. How many kaizen, how many suggestions he has given, how many 5S improvements activities he has done, what is his credentials, what is the achievements in terms of the lean implementation, 5S implementation, kaizen implementation, TP implementation. That becomes a degree of evaluation, assessment criteria of the performance criteria assessment for this. So that is the reason they are ahead of everybody. Now, this 5S, cleanliness, neatness, it is not new for us. If you look at a grandmother, grandfather culture, Thursday, Guruvar, Thursday what we do, everything gets neat and clean. Even गाय का जो गोबर है, गोबर को लेके काव डंग से लेके उसको लिखते थे, it becomes hygienic. So that means 5S is existed a culture. वो हमारे पास inherent है, लेकिन we never understand the importance of this. We never make a practice, we never a culture. So those things are only made standardized, discipline. We all have to follow. Now, for the young executives, those students, those who are here, engineers, those who are there, joining those who are today, if you have good sense of understanding 5S lean implementation, you will be a most demanding professional and executive for any corporate house, any good business organizations. Because organizations, while recruiting, they do not want only the people must have the technical knowledge. They should have the aptitude. They must have an understanding about the best practice of organizational work culture. They must know what is the organization, world-class organization, a good practice organization. These people, how compatible they are, how comfortable they are, whether they can lead any such activity in the organization. That is why understanding, concept, knowledge, and practices of lean management philosophy, Japanese all quality management philosophy, 5'S, TPM is very much essential, irrespective of the nature size of the organization. This is applicable everywhere. We talk about the steel industry, we talk about the aerospace industry, you talk about the cotton industry, you talk any common facility center, we talk any micro small scale industry center, everywhere 5'S is having its own importance. Thank you very much. I would like to conclude here my talk. Now, I think you can question. Yes, please. Any question in the chat box? No. Any question? Hello.
Hello. Sir, good evening. This is Samira from Sun Impact. Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir,
Yes, Samira ma'am.
yeah.
Good evening.
Sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Yeah.
It was a very nice presentation. I wanted to know, as far as how can they help us in lean manufacturing implementation at CFC?
You can, as we discussed, when you talk about the 5'S, it is one of the lean tool.
Yeah, one
It
of
is
the.
one of the methodology, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When you talk about the common facility center, what is this common facility center? Is a place where a group of technicians, group of people come and work. It is an independent production center.
Correct.
It is a work center. That means there will be some machine, there will be some tools, there will be some raw material, there will be some process. So that is why the 5'S we talk, Seri, Seitan, Seshu, Shiketsu, Setsuke, all these 5'S terminologies, whatever we have discussed, it will add value. Maintaining a good practices. Suppose there is a transformer, the checking of the transformer oil periodically, preventive measure. So the transformer is having better life. The machine, lubrication of the machines and equipment, periodical maintenance, preventive maintenance, understanding the operations, any adverse noise is being created, the floor and the subfloor need to be neat and clean. It should not be, there should be oil, there should not be water, there should be proper isolate, marking, the material movement track. So all these things comes under the 5'S as we discussed. The 5'S is one of the basic tool, one of the root tool for the lean implementation. Once the 5'S is implemented, it will have definitely impact. As you understand about the principle and the practices, it will have definitely it will minimize the causes of the accidents. It will improve the productivity. It will create a good and a comfortable environment, a motivated work environment because of the neat and cleanliness, because of the orderly things, because of things. It will impact the productive quality and it will be definitely transformed to a better workplace. That is the regime. This lean implementation has been insisted by the ministry to become one of the practicing component in any of these clusters. And the people, those who are connected, workmen and other people, the artisans totally connected, they will also transport, they will also educated, they will also train to practice this 5'S in their one plus, in their house, in their one work area. Everybody is not working in this common facility center, limited people working. Maybe they will be coming for the limited time for their work, but they have to also practice 5'S in their house, in their one workplace, also in the common facility center. So that can be a social transformation, a cultural transformation across the society. Not only limited to the CFC, it will go beyond CFC. That is the purpose.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Maybe we can have a detailed discussion, we can have a detailed program on the lean implementation of 5'S, as you mentioned about the audit checklist. Where does this thing stand? So that can be detailed discussion, detailed training program and existing program sometime.
Yeah, sir. That we will do. That we will definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Yes. Any other question?
नमस्कार सर
नमस्कार नमस्कार आज्ञा
सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपण
ଟିକେ ଭଏସ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସ୍ଲୋ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି
सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपण 5'S विषय डिटेल्स जणाइले
ଶୁଣା ଯାଉନି ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଉ ଟିକେ ମାଇକ୍ ପାଖକୁ କୁହନ୍ତୁ मत तो स्लो सुना जाओ आई नॉट ये others are able to hear his voice
No, sir.
और 5S और पता ना गाली कर देंगे क्या किसी सुना नहीं खाली पार्टी पकड़ सुना सर वॉइस आपको स्लो आसीबी साउ सर
धन्यवाद आपण डिटेल्स हमको बुझेले
हां आगे एबे सुना गला क्लियरली कोन
सर हमर जो हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट करूछु सेतिरे 5S विषय हम ट्रेनिंग जाइथिबो जो नेशनल क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस सर्टिफिकेट पई मध्ये एलिजिबल होइछु
वेरी गुड
सेति पई हमर हॉस्पिटल जो मैनेजमेंट होची बरड आ कटक सिलेक्शन हो जाइछु सेति पई 5S रो डिटेल्स ता जति कि आपण आमे जति जानथलो ताटो आपण बहुत एलाबोरेट करछंती सेति पई बहुत धन्यवाद सर काइंडली स्लाइड टा उटे पठेबे हमु
एटार लिंक अछि आपण माने लिंक देले यू कैन सी इट हैला आपनकर
Sir.
हमर YouTube लिंक अछि YouTube लिंक आपन को शेयर कर दबु
नहीं केतेटा मु स्क्रीनशॉट करछि किंतु आपण डिटेल्स टा ते पठे देले भलो हो
कॉपीराइट आ गया आपन स्क्रीनशॉट उधार परमिशन को करूचंती अच्छा हो ठीक अछि आपन नो ना जस्ट अ जोक आपनकर YouTube लिंक अछि आपन एनी टाइम यू वांट टू ऑब्जर्व इट आपन ऑब्जर्व करि परिबे ताको आप देखि परिबे
Sure, sure, sure.
कर दबु प्लस सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स आल्सो विल बी कंडक्टिंग सेवरल प्रोग्राम्स फॉर आवर ऑल इंप्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी एंड टेक्निकल एजेंसीज we'll all will be working we have to do a lot of work in it the implementing 5S as we discussed कि culture transformation करिया आर्टिसान माने को रूरल एम्प्लॉय माने को गांव गल के लोक माने को कनेक्ट करी हैबिट करी प्रैक्टिस करी बुझेबा सहज कथा नहीं we all have to समस्त एक्टिवली we have to रोल करिया पड़िबो we have to do a lot of work in this regard अच्छी भविष्य हम प्लानिंग अछि we will definitely do it
थैंक यू सर
thank you very much any other thing
नहीं सर
okay then I think with this thank you very much and we can close this meeting and I will request my colleague he will also share this link to all of you so that anybody in further you want to go through these slides or go through this presentation and you can definitely gain some knowledge out of it. Apart from that, anybody is interested to develop any kind of material or you want to prepare some kind of training materials also for the PowerPoint presentation, etc. Please prepare and contact us. We will also help you in